While some people start chiming in on me. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right part of my cord. Hold on. Bam. Now I'm just gonna wait for my people to come. Don't believe me? Hey y'all, my daughter don't believe me. Hold on. Nobody here yet. Yo. Oh snap, I ain't even in the joint. Hold up, hold up. What up, Sean? What up, what up? Okay, show him in the flow. Hey, can you hear me? Let me know. What up, Gary? Let me know if you can hear me. Eco Hair, what up? Carl, what is goody? Peace, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. It's Tisha, what up? Tisha, who I just sent the book to? Is that you, Tisha? The one I just mailed the book to? Let me see, hold on, let me hit my chat button. For messages, maybe. Okay, got you. That should be there tomorrow, because that went out. So you should be good. So it's just a little Friday night session. See what y'all want to get into. What y'all want to build on or whatever. And whatnot. Just let me know what y'all want to talk about. I just feel like shooting the breeze. Why are you laughing at me? Think I'm funny? Huh? Think I'm funny? Think I'm a character? Messing with my daughter in here. So yeah, what's good, y'all? Just want to shoot the breeze with y'all real fast, man. Friday night build session. What's on my mind, man? I was gonna build on this piece. What up, Rita? What's happening? I was gonna build on this piece dealing with the midlife crisis. You know what I'm saying? A salute to the midlife crisis. You know, a little pineapple juice. Maybe laced with a little something. But the midlife crisis happens when you're about 40 to 42 years old. What up, Scorpion Jim? What up, OG Marie? You know, happens when you're about 40 to 42 years old. You did? And it's like midlife, half-life. And you come to this realization point. You know, I know y'all probably tired of hearing me saying this shit. You know what I mean? But I can only speak from my experience. You know what I'm saying? That 40 to 42 is when you had this grand awakening. You know, when it's like you come to this point of realization that half your life is over. And it shakes people up. So you hear this this maxim in society, this popular phrase in society. It said, oh shit, man, you don't start living until you're 40. And it's very interesting, you know, because, you know, I know what's happening from 40 to 42. Technically in the sky, the mirror to that awakening, that midlife crisis point, is the planet Uranus, is exactly in a straight line from where it was when we were born. What up, Mr. Compensation? And if you can imagine, when you were born, Uranus is at 12 o'clock. And 40 to 42 years later, it will be at 6 o'clock. So it's like Uranus opposite Uranus. And you 40, you 42, this is a planet that deals with sudden eruptions, change, revolution, revolt. It goes against the status quo. If the status quo has been suppressive, if the status quo does not cater to the unique individuality of who we are. And the reason I say individuality is because that's a key word for Uranus. the unique individual. And so it's all good if you on your path. It's all good if you doing you. But if you feel any form of suppression, any form of anything that's like outdated, and you know you need to change some shit, then this is the aspect of your own psyche that you're realizing you need to change. And the sudden disruption of Uranus comes in effect when we don't consciously make the change. So this is called an unconscious creation. An unconscious creation is when we purposely suppress what it is we know that we want to do or should do. And from that suppression, that emotional entrapment of those feelings, those thoughts, that energy is so real that it's permeating the field. We got to understand that our true aura, the energy around us, is based off thought energy, right? And no matter if you moving on it or not, this is why Jesus is like, yo, nigga, you think that shit, you did it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you think it, you done it. You might as well go ahead and do it because you thought it, right? So this suppression is in your field, it's vibrating, and it's going to attract, because it's a thought form in of itself, which makes it alive. So it's going to attract what I would call an unforeseen event, because we never know how the event is going to take place. See, one thing about this reality is this. It always, the jump off always come at the agency of somebody else. She or he said or did some shit that you don't like. And that's the jump off. But 20 minutes prior, 5 minutes prior, 1 minute prior to the jump off, you didn't know that they was going to come with this precise subject matter of what they're doing or what they're presenting, or the accident that's going to create the stimulus for you to realize, oh, this is the jump off. But this jump off is really a reflection of our own suppressed thoughts. So at 40, 41, 42, because we live in the egg-shaped oblong circle, so things is on the average. It's not a constant. The only even number is an odd number. What the hell are you talking about? The only even number is an odd number. You got 4. Half of 4 is 2. You're lying. 1, 2. If I come from this direction, but if I come from this direction, 1, 2. So which 2 is the truth? So half of 4 is not 2. The true even number is the odd number. Half of 3 is 2. You said, no, nigga, half of 3 is 1.5. No, half of 3 is 2. 1, 2. From this direction, 1, 2. From this direction, I got to the truth. 2 is in the middle. The only even is an odd. But you got to understand this thing of duality down here. You did. All right? So anyway, we get to this particular point, 40, 41, 42. And this is where you hear the infamous 42 laws of Maya, brother. Right? You're going to be judged. I'm here to say that, hey, my attribute is Anpu, the one to do the judging. And I'm going to tell you what this 42 is all about. It's about an aspect of our own conscious awareness that we get to, that we grow up. Once again, we grow up, and then we say, oh, shit, I see life for what it is. So, you know, shout out to Meek Millie. When he turned 30, you start hearing a different dialogue. Like, man, I'm 30 now. It's time to basically grow up, when we started hearing some of that conversation. So we go through these periods, these cycles, that's denoted by age. In a Western society, 16, you get your driver's license for the most part. 18, you grown, but you can't buy liquor, but you own your own. 21, you can do your thing. You can do the thug thizzle at 21, right? 30 is another grand cycle as well. The average 28 to 30. So 40 to 42 is another one. So the planet Uranus is in complete opposition to where it was when you were born. And this planet is just a mirror of your own psychology. And it's like, oh, okay. Uranus is the disruptor. It's the planet that symbolizes freedom. Be true to the game. Don't suppress me, don't oppress me, no shape, form, or fashion. That's the part of your own psychology that don't want to be locked down. So if you're not consciously making the change, then you're going to unconsciously create a situation to mirror the suppressed thoughts that we're having to make the change. I can't tell you that how much this is true from experience of going through it, living it, and consulting with people just over the years, letting them know what's to come if you don't change. And then things happen. So the realest thing that we can ever do is be true to ourselves and understanding like, oh, okay, where we going with this? There's a science that says that these 7 energy centers, 6 energy centers in the body, one above the head, known as, in today's world, known as chakras. You are to spend 7 years in each one. So 7 times 7 is the 49. 49 is the year of the Jubilee. Let my people be free. Reset, right? Reset the debt, reset everything. 7 years in these cycles. What a coincidence that Uranus takes 7 years to go through one zodiac sign. 7 years. The real 7, the real God, because in the God science we say 7 is God. The real God is Uranus. This is why in the mythos, Uranus, the sky god, is the father of Saturn, known as Kronos, father time. And father time, Saturn is the father of Zeus, who is Jupiter. But Uranus, the sky god, is the god of all, is the god of them all in that particular mythology. And that mythology or cosmology has to remain true to the game because we're in the age of Aquarius right now, which is ruled by Uranus. So this is Aquarian time, Uranus time. So this is the prominent energy that you're gonna see at this day and time. You did? So let's get some people to chime in. Everybody hit the like button for me. I didn't know how YouTube worked this way, but now I gotta start commanding it a little bit. Everybody go ahead, take a time out for a quick second. Just hit the thumbs up for me. Hit the like button so this thing can grab a little bit more gravity for me. Appreciate that. Come on, come on. Everybody chime in, hit the like button. Because this whole thing operates off of views of who liking what. You dig what I'm saying? And we need to make this thing the prominent conversation of spirituality. You did? What up, Ernest? All right. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on. Keep on going. Keep on going. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's go. All right. And so this really represents a cycle within ourselves. Gary, what up? What up? So 7 years in each chakra. Interesting. 40, 42. 7 times 6 is 42, right? 7 times 7 is 49. Yeah. 7 times 6, 42. So the 6 is supposed to be right here. Third eye. Spiritual vision. Okay? So this is when you become awakened. 40, 42 years old, this is where you come alive. This is why when you start doing the research, majority of millionaires, the biggest age group of millionaires is about 65 years old, 65 and up. Real talk. Google it. So 40, we get serious about that business. We got to grind for another 20 plus years to our 60s. And then it starts raining in 65. And I know it ain't bugging because when you start researching Walt Disney's and you start researching like Louise Hay with Hay House, God Bless the Dead, who created Hay House Publishing. You start looking into Colonel Sanders, who started KFC. There were some old timers, man, before they got that big bread. There were some old timers, what we would call old timers in their 60s. Majority of millionaires are in their 60s. So it's as if from birth to, I'm telling you, to the 40s, we in this ignorant bliss. We ain't got a clue, we ain't zoned in. We ain't tapped in. And I keep saying the West is dangerous, man. Because in the West, you know, we got to undergo some form of trauma that makes us wake up. You feel me? To get us to inner reflect. So we undergo some form of trauma. That's why I be like, yo, it's the Malcolm X, Detroit Red goes to prison, and in prison he has this vision and sees this man, and then he later finds out the man that he sees is a prominent leader, founder of the Nation of Islam, and then he's on his journey. It takes these extreme circumstances to get to this point of realization. You feel me? But the truth is, everybody, you're not gonna sell me on that. We don't know what that goal is. We don't know what that desired outcome is. What happens is, I call it the bridge. The goal is way over there, and that bridge needs to be built. You feel me? It's like you at the Grand Canyon on the edge, and your goal is on the other side, and you got to figure out how you're gonna get to the goal. You're gonna build a bridge. You're gonna go around. Like, what you gonna do? And it's so scary, and it's so arduous, it's so, perhaps so long, that it's discouraging. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Whatever you store in the memory as important, and it goes unresolved, it is absolutely a guaranteed subscription to reincarnation, man. For real. See, you can't tell me, if you here now, what makes you think you ain't never been here before, or ain't coming back? You can't say that, because we don't know the mathematical, scientific dynamics of the human soul in which we arrived here to say that we ain't coming back here. You can't say that, because we're not consciously aware of how and why we grew eyelashes. You don't remember that process of determining that you need an eyelash as an individual. We not. So we can't say that. You feel me? The Eastern science has been knew this stuff, man. They've been knew it. They've been knew it. And so, in light of Uranus, the midlife crisis, be true to the game, because this energy is a disruptor. Your own conscious choice of selecting not to do what you're supposed to do, and you know what you're supposed to do because you want to do it, will set the future stage up for major disruption, just to get you to do what you want to do. In other words, it's the field, give it to the universe, as they say now. Says, oh, you don't like this job. You don't like it. You don't like, you won't change, you won't change, you won't change. Every day you go to work, you don't like, but you won't change, you won't change, you won't change. Accident. Sit down, think about it. Workers' comp, get paid from being from the house. Now, start to make the change now. I'm only responding, the thought, the signal that you're sending out is only manifesting and responding to you, the sender. You've got mail. That's you. You are the real AOL. That's you. You're sending the signal out. And you cannot trick yourself, man. You can. But you only gonna get what you truly feel, and you only feel what you truly think. So let me be clear on this statement right here, because I can't stand when people use the term feelings. I was just being emotional, brother. You act as if emotions and feelings are not thoughts. And we say it in such a layman's term today, in a blanket statement that says that I didn't consciously make the best decision. So I was just being emotional. So just forgive me because I lost conscious control of myself. But upon further reflection, I'm going to admit and agree that I was being emotional. So what you're really saying is you wasn't aware of, you didn't have conscious control of the situation, of yourself within the situation. Feelings are thoughts that produce chemicals, and every single thought that we have produce a chemical. Every single one. Every single thought produce a chemical. And these chemicals get dropped off in the blood. And then what happens is, because it starts right here in the brain, and it starts with perception. Real talk. It starts with incoming stimuli. I hear a sound, beep, beep, somebody's blowing the horn. Oh shit, they're about to run me over, or somebody's calling my attention. Let me look. Incoming stimuli to my senses. Somebody touched me. Somebody tapped me, let me look. Somebody called me, let me look. I smell something, what is that? Right? Incoming stimuli comes in to my senses. I perceive something based upon my understanding. I then say, oh shit, let me jump because it's a horn. Or it's a spider that I just see, let me jump, I'm scared. The organs in the brain, amygdala, stamps the experience as he's scared of spider. The information simultaneous, all of this shit is happening at a nanosecond. The information simultaneously goes into the hippocampus, which stores memory, and says, oh, he's scared of spider. When he sees spider in the future, run. And at the same time, now this is the electrical brain. Amygdala, hippocampus is the electrical current. You see stimuli, amygdala's waiting for your response, stamps it. Spider's bad. Stores it over into memory, hippocampus, spider's bad on the shelf. Chemical now needs to be produced, hypothalamus is responsible for making all the chemicals. Hypothalamus says, oh, let me produce this chemical that responds to stress. Sends this signal to pituitary gland. The hypothalamus in the brain is like a bar, it's a bar owner. Its job is to buy all of the liquor for the bar, all of the chemicals for the body. The pituitary gland, known as the master gland, is the bartender. He's not the owner of the chemicals, but he knows how to whip it all up and serve you the drinks. This is why at the back of the pituitary gland is a small pouch that has a reserve energy that takes chemicals from the hypothalamus gland. So the real chemical conductor of the body is the hypothalamus. Trust me. Just go look it up. And so then the pituitary gland starts to serve this liquor, this chemical, into your bloodstream based upon what? Based upon how you perceive in spider. Oh, I'm scared. Run. So it's studying you. Your brain is studying you based upon perception. Very important to understand that. I can't tell, because a spider to me ain't nothing. Today I had to go upstairs and remove a spider out my daughter's room. She come all the way downstairs into the office. Can you come get this spider? I don't like spiders. I know she don't like spiders. I gotta stop what I'm doing, go up 2 flights of steps and go get the spider. And when I got the spider, When I was getting the spider, she successfully removed herself out of the room because she knew I was going to tease her. What? I was going to act like I had a spider in my hand because I did, and I would try to put it on her, which I wouldn't have did. But if she went to go hide, she went somewhere I couldn't find it on my path out of her room. But my perception of spider is like, it's a freaking spider, man. Godly, like it's not going to do anything. In fact, a spider is doing me a favor. The spider's in the Holy Quran. The spider's doing me a favor. If any other pesky insects are in here, the spider got him. So I leave spiders alone, right? So my point is, perception is everything, okay? So how are we perceiving reality and knowing that you are the real MC? You are the master controller of this thing right here, the true and holy temple, the human brain, which is the faculty that facilitates mind. Brain is not mind. The mind is spirit. The mind is energy. The brain is just a supercomputer that gives you conscious command over that energy that resides in you. Stop breathing. Breathe again. Blink. You can't see me. Move hands, right? So the brain is just a facilitator of the great energy force called the G-force, called the God within you. The heartbeat generates by itself. You don't know how it's doing it. You can't make it stop. And if you are, you one of them great yogi masters who can make it stop. There's some of them dudes that know how to make it stop. For real. Alright? And so perception becomes everything. How you perceive something, here's the key, something that I give you. You don't want to have any negative experiences, man. Even when you don't like something, you want to be careful on how you classify it. Because you're in charge of how you classify memory. I'm not telling you to like everything. I'm just simply telling you, do not classify things as a traumatic experience to the best of your ability. Because this place is funny, man. It's real funny. It's real funny. Real funny. Because it classifies shit as unresolved. And when things go unresolved, DNA wants to try to figure it out. And therefore, it must bring it back into your reality again for you to overcome it. Have no fear. Shout out to Will Smith jumping out of freaking helicopters over the Grand Canyon. You did? Like you gotta, that's why that old adage of fear is the beginning of knowledge of the Lord, or you know, that whole parable right there. Like, you start to come into the God science when you understand the fear factor. Okay? Alright? So this whole thing is you. This whole thing is just a mirror of who you are. Trust me. That's what it is. It's a mirror of who we are. And everything we get. I'm telling you, a homework assignment, man. It's like everything I experienced that I, like, what I would say I dislike. I ask myself, have I done it, and am I currently doing it? What you mean? Let's just say I'm waiting on a phone call and I feel like dude is dragging his feet on something. Am I dragging my feet on something? Am I taking too long to ship an order out because I'm waiting for somebody to call me back ASAP and they ain't calling me back? So do I got anything in my own pipeline that I'm procrastinating on? Do I got some orders that I need to be shipping out, but I didn't, and I'm putting them off? I'm just saying, just look, right? House get broken into one time. Oh, snap. Have I ever broken somebody's house? No. Have you ever done anything in somebody else's house that was inappropriate? Yeah. Have you ever stole out of anybody's house? No. But have you ever done anything in somebody's house that was inappropriate? Yeah. Okay, alright. Got robbed before at gunpoint. Have you ever robbed before that? Yeah. I pulled a lick before. Yeah. So you got robbed back, right? Yeah. Alright, cool. Dead daughter. Right? You ever killed a kid? No. But upon reflections on the track I ain't released yet, you know, I say some shit like, Nigga, you know that shit you did. Your ass started crack kids. Springfield, Ohio, Southside, Wally Alley. Missy was pregnant. She wanted crack badly. Crying for that shit. Begging for a hit. I remember thinking she gon' get a hit. So I sold it like a bitch. A slave to that shit. Right? So I'm thinking, what up, Ricky? So I'm thinking, I had the experience of dealing with holding a dead daughter, right? And I'm like, well, shit, did I do anything to a kid? Yeah, nigga, you know that girl was pregnant. In your ignorant state, you thought that she was gonna go get crack somewhere else. And you know she was. So you said, since she was, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get mine. So your ass started crack kids, nigga. You did do that. You remember? See, when you get older, you start reflecting. You start going back and running that wheel because you want your moral consciousness to be straight. You want that slate to be clean. So you start running that wheel back, right? It's like, shit, damn, I did do that shit. So what if the death of the daughter is a mirror that your ass started crack kids? I don't know the result of that kid. What if she lost that baby when she was pregnant because you gave her that shit, nigga? Feel me? So that's a reality. So every time I experience something that I quote unquote dislike or agitated about, I ask myself, have you ever done it or something similar within it? So you can see the mirror payback. So there was some shit that I did as a teenager. I wasn't even a teenager. I wasn't even a teenager. And I'm like, I'm reflecting on this shit. And the person's name ain't a common name. So I'm up in the Shah visiting Minister Jew handling some business. And there's a big ass billboard on the highway of an attorney whose name equals the person's name who I sincerely owe an apology to. Real shit, I just owe this person an apology. From being stupid, young, dumb kid. Just stupid. You do stupid shit. And I see this billboard and I'm like, yo, what's the odds of me as I'm playing this in my mind doing a certain technique? Because even if I never see the person again, I can tune in mentally. We all can tune in mentally and we can make the mental adjustment, the mental atonement. In the moment that I start working that principle, a big ass billboard is there. And it's interesting because it was an attorney that said law. And that particular situation dealt with the law, for sure. And I was like, yo, which showed me the grandness of forgiveness that, yo, it's received, it's done. You can move on now. So hear me closely. Anything that you wish to address, you can address these things sincerely on a mental plane. It may sound crazy, but I am telling you, it goes back to that whole Jesus telling. Jesus was like, yo, nigga, you thought about that? For real? Oh, you did it. I don't care what you're talking about. You did it because you thought about it. That's really real. And here's the validation. All of us have thought about something before, someone or something, and then that someone all of a sudden calls you, or that something you all of a sudden see as a divine coincidence. We've all had that experience before. So you can work the law of mentalism sincerely, mentally, make the atonement, and voila, it can be done. Trust me. These are facts, man. All right? So it's just a Friday night build, man. What's on y'all mind, man? I just wanted to get the party started, man. What y'all got on your mind? Any questions? Shoot them to me while I'm in a jolly mood. Alright, what up, Ricky? Would you say you had to change your data? So yeah, man. What y'all got going on? Y'all check that new vid, man. We was off in Fort Lauderdale having fun, man, and you know, we was just at the Equinox joint. We shot a vid of the crew. Everybody laid some bars down. If you ain't seen it, it's right here on this channel. Just hit videos and you're gonna see it's a video called We on the Money Side. You know what I mean? And we was just having fun in Fort Lauderdale in the mansion. Just really soaking up luxury, man. Soaking up game. And, you know, for me, just, you know, getting that extra push. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come back to the trap, for real. You know what I mean? The alleys I walk through and the properties that I'm invested in and the revitalization that I'm invested in is in, you know, in the hood. Not the hood where it's shoot 'em up, gang, gang, bang, bang, kill, kill. But it's poverty level, you know, I seen a rat in the motherfucking alley the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I went from yachts in the backyard to rats in the motherfucking alley where I get my paper from, legitimately. You did? And it was like, shh, nigga. Nigga, you got some work to do if you want to permanently get out the rat race for real. Like, I got rats down the street. You know what I'm saying? But that's my story, man. You know what I mean? Beautiful story, beautiful parallel to go from one extreme to yachts in the backyard to where I flip properties at. You know what I'm saying? A demographic that I rocks with. Got rats, man, in the backyard, man. You know what I'm saying? So how much I charge for a natal reading? Natal readings are $222. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. That's a good question, man. Trying to stay synchronized. Let me deal with that. Natal readings are $222, right? So for me, man, you know, it ain't no value that you can put on this information. I don't deal with what we would call fair market value. People doing readings at 60 or somebody doing readings at 1,000. It's all upon what the person knowing what you vibe with. I'm gonna tell you this, that there's absolutely no number that can satisfy the competent, knowledgeable astrologer. The reason I'm gonna say that is, like today, I was consulting with one of my partners, and I'm like, oh shit, nigga, you in the cold red from now in X amount of days, you know, next couple months, nigga, I want you to put the Bible on the dash, open up to one of the Psalms, and I want you to put some rose, what they call the rosary beads on the windshield or whatever you do for protection. Like, I really need you to invoke that over the vehicle right now because you accident prone. They're like, oh shit, man, last month me and my daughter got into an accident. Somebody ran into the back of me. So the same energy that I seen now is the same energy that I seen a month ago. It's called Mars. Mars been in Aquarius for a minute and it was retrograde. So I can see it. So my point is, if I can tell you critical information that will save your motherfucking life, I just gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? What price can you put on that? You know what I mean? With me, man, I done been involved in telling people, yo, you can get into an accident today, and they ain't open up the email, and on that day, when that day came, they got into an accident. I never forget that shit. They got into an accident on that day that I said they would, and they never read my email. So it wasn't me implanting them with a suggestion, because they never even opened up my motherfucking email. You feel me? To telling you when you can have children. I done predicted kids that on the last day of the month, you're going to, like, right from here to March 31st, you can have a child. On the very last day of the month, they found out they was pregnant. Like, it's nothing that you can, it's no price that you can put on that kind of stuff. So to answer that, I gotta declare the value. My sessions are only $222, but I deal with something that's totally different. You know what I mean? Obviously. So when you start looking at the testimonials, and it's like, you know, it's just not a reading. It's how do you do something? That's the important thing. You feel me? How do you do something, man? How do you make it tangible, make it practical? What was that? Somebody said something. Orgone energy. I'll tell you my thoughts on Orgone. So John Jones, trying to stay synchronized with the nature and planetary motions so I won't get jammed up. The only thing that'll jam you up is your own thoughts, and your own thoughts that will produce some type of activity and motion. So it's not the planetary alignments that'll jam you. What happen is it's the decisions that you make. The planetary alignments are just a mirror of decisions that we make. So we got two choices. We always got the positive pole and the negative pole. So you get what you put out. You feel me? And so the advice that I have for you is to always keep it on the high side and to keep treading in the wine press, staying focused on what you want to deal with. So don't cast no negative energy out there. Orgone energy is interesting. I tell you this. I was in Atlanta one year. What year was that, man? That had to be like maybe 2012, right? That was 2012. I was in Atlanta, and there was a brother who was selling Orgone energy, and you know they do this whole demonstration where they pull on your arm, and then your arm go all the way down, and then when you hold on the Orgone energy, they pull on your arm, and then your arm don't move, and you're more stronger. And that's really it's the mind. And I'm not going to discredit the Orgone, but I did a placebo effect where I did the exact same thing where I took a person, pulled on them, and then I put something in their hand, and they don't know what I put in their hand, and I pulled on them, and I couldn't pull on them no more, and it was just a bottle top. But they was already familiar with the previous vendor doing the same thing with Orgone, so their mind thought I had Orgone, but I really had a bottle top that wasn't Orgone, right? So here's the thing with these things, because these objects do have energy. These pyramids, these stones and crystals and shit, they do have energy. Your mind is to be the conductor of the energy. You're the great composer. You're telling it to play the tune. So when I wear my Mars medallion, I know that I wear it. When I do wear it, I know that this is a time where the Mars energy is in a certain position that would mirror me getting into accidents, fights, and quarrels. So the medallion, although is a metal that has its own atoms, that has its own electrons, that has its own frequency, I'm not looking for the medallion to totally negate my experiences. I'm looking for my conscious mind to direct energy into the medallion and then allow the energies to radiate from the medallion based off me being the composer. You see what I'm saying? So these things do have energy, but oftentimes we are misled or only taught about that the medallion by itself is the holy grail. And nothing is more powerful than the human mind, because the human mind is God, right? And so therefore, this was the whole thing of idol worshiping and what they was getting at. Like, oh, you wanna mess with a golden calf? Oh, you wanna mess with a stone? Oh, you wanna set up all these different idols, right? And there's nothing against these things, because these things are God too. Because everything comes from the Creator. But the beautiful thing about the human experience is the ability to make the conscious choice from the frontal lobe. Nobody else can go against their programming per se. Like we can do a whole lot of stuff based off of choice. So we're here to be we're here to be the supreme expression of the G-force energy that everything is made of anyway. So it's not the medallion or the Orgone energy by itself. It is your conscious intention in your own force field of energy based off your thoughts that is directing or placing the belief in that thing that is making that thing say, oh shit, this works for me. It's not that the thing by itself works. It is your belief in the thing that is the activating ingredient that is making it work. So what's really doing the work? what is it really? You know what I'm saying? So these things are for us to fine tune our consciousness, our points of concentration. I always say the ceremony. Now I'm initiated in Western mystery schools. Turn off the lights and light a candle. Right? These things are for you to sharpen your attention, to set the mood. Light the incense, get the aroma going, light the candle. It's darkness. It is to put my attention to a critical state of awareness, a heightened state of awareness. So these things are just mood setters. They're not the magic in of itself. There's no difference than you getting romantic tonight. Light the candles, go get the stones, go get the aromatherapy, go get the rose petals, do you. But these things are just setting the tone, but they're not the orgasm, or they're not the action in of itself. But they're playing a role in the environment that's leading up to the climax. You feel me? So that's what I think about orgone energy, is you have to use these things as appetizers, as decorations. But your mind, your intention is the meat. All right? Tell me about the cosmic law. What'd you say, Ricky? I've been noticing it through my Facebook memories. Yeah. Built basic knowledge on astrology. What'd you say? But you associate with it's hard sometimes, but remember not to get angry. Yeah, don't get angry. That's the key. What up, San Diego? Kari, what up? What up? What up? What up? What's that? Diana. One Miss Loving Life. What up? Saturn and Libra. All right, so Saturn and Libra is considered to be an exaltation, man. Upon further reflection, Saturn represents the part of us that wants to be very serious. It's the no energy. It's the grow up, be mature, hard work, and be very successful. It's coldness. It doesn't know. It's the part of our consciousness that don't know about fun. So Saturn and Libra is karma. So it can bring about karmic relationships to a degree. Hard relationships. Relationships that suppress you or restrict you. But it's really supposed to bring about relationships that are about hard work and success. Saturn and Libra, because Saturn represents father time, of old age. So then this could mean you are attracted to someone who is older. Either you're going to be like a few years older than this person, or they're going to be a few years older than you. Because Saturn is father time, the teacher, and the authoritative figure, also known as daddy. Saturn in the chart can tell me a lot about your father, because this energy and its nickname is father time. So Saturn in Libra represents Libra's relationships. Then we're talking about an older father type of energy in a relationship. So either you gonna play I need a daddy, right? Or they gonna be this daddy energy to you, or you gonna be, if you're a woman, this mother energy to them. There's usually an age gap that's taking place here. So it's cool for you to be with a cool girl. It's cool for you to be with a sugar daddy. You dig? When you got Saturn and Libra. Alright? Alright, so hold on real fast. Yeah, there y'all go. Alright, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the break. Dre. Hey, hold on, y'all. Hold up, I'm coming. All right. I'm getting old, man. I had to go take a potty break. Oh, Dre, come here. I need your help real fast. Girl, come here. Hey, I'm about to start doing a live cam on this household. You got me fucked up.
I don't know. Watch your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm for real though. I'm about to start shooting you on the live cam. Real talk. I'm about to totally open up and show y'all what real deal. Hold on. Oh, come here, Dre. Come here for a minute, though. I need your help. Can you go get me something? Cause I got the freezer open. Please. Thank you. So yeah. So where was we at, y'all? Where we at? I was taking some questions. Hold on, man. I'm about to be recharged. Y'all laughing at us, man? Hey, man, I just be having fun. Be having a good old time, man. Oh. Nah, man, I wasn't making me a sandwich, man. I had some tacos, man. You know, I'll tell you if I was making a sandwich. Cause I did have, listen, I had me a turkey sandwich earlier. Then I banged that down and came right back. I mean, right back, right behind it like that wasn't enough. And made me a grilled cheese. I'll let you know if the fat boy eating, because I like to eat. When I was in Florida, I had to gain some weight, man. I went to the licking. Shout out to DJ Khaled. I went to the licking down in Miami Gardens on 7th Street. So if you ever go down to Miami and y'all be seeing that food DJ Khaled be posting, I went down to the licking on 7th Avenue. And that was a spot. I love that spot. It was like a club atmosphere, but it was real small, but it was like real cool. It was like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It was juking. So shout out to the licking. And then we went back on we went back on the one on 27th. And I had Jew with me. And Jew was like, he was in another car. He was like, nah, we're going to keep it moving. Somebody got hit by a car in front of it. And then the street before that, there was a car accident with the police out there. And then when we pull up, they got security and armed security outside. So that one felt like a little too hood. So we kept it moving on 27th. So, all right, we back. So I went to the one on 7th. And then I went to the one on, what's that? Sunrise, Florida. I went to that one. You know what I'm saying? And that one, the one in Sunrise, Florida is more of a laid back, one in the hood type of feel. But the one on 7th, man, y'all go to Florida, man, go to the licking. Cause man, if you would listen, they got this sauce called the licking sauce. That was crazy. Drea. Tell mom to hook me up. Dre, hit me up with the pineapple juice and the. Thank you. All right, so where y'all at? Saturn and Capricorn, trine Pluto, and the ascendant node in Aquarius. Any thoughts, suggestions, or tips? All right, Levon. So you deep in the game, right? When you start dealing with this whole trine and this and that, you deep in the game and you looking inside the wheel. But you got to understand that, you know, you are the wheel. So let me deal with the node in Aquarius, because I love the nodes. The nodes to me is like the cherry on top of the whipped cream. The nodes is what your soul is here to do. So the North Node in Aquarius suggests that you are here to learn about humanity. You're here to give to the greater cause. Aquarius is the Red Cross. Aquarius is the Black Panther Party. It's this humanitarian event that is about helping people. All right. So that means the South Node is in Leo, which means the past life marker would be in the lover. Leo is kind of clingy. It's attention orientated. You know what I mean? So it gets into this all eyes on me. You know what I mean? It gets into this love and this romance thing and whatnot. So with those other energies in Libra, because I think some of the best energies is Libra, and I think Libra and Leo get along perfectly. Those fire, because it's fire and air. But the reason I say that is because Leo wants the romance and the fun, and Libra wants the relationship and the commitment. So since they're only 2 signs away, which forms what we call a sextile, fire sign, air sign, they're compatible. Those 2 out of the elements, they definitely get along, and their temperament is sort of the same, which involves attention, right? And so if you got Saturn and Cap, trine Pluto and Libra, and the ascendant node in Aquarius, I'm just going to say, man, really, you know, focus on developing that north node. Everything else is irrelevant, because once you get, like, when I saw that in the chart and start learning that, and it was like, yo, the north node represents what you're here to do as a soul. Thank you. What you're here to grow into. You know what I mean? I was like, shit, what's more important than that? You know, career, money, relationship, like, is that important? When you're dealing with the North Node, it's like your soul is here to undergo this. It was like, oh, snap, hold on. Everything else, let me throw that away. I need to remember this right here because my soul must understand this. You know what I'm saying? So the node in Aquarius wants you to become more humanitarian. You know what I mean? Your soul is destined for moi, the Aquarian. You know what I mean? Come, it's all about, you know, the group. It's all about being able to see Buzz light years ahead of humanity and being a part of the program that's gonna help humanity. You know what I mean? It's a humanitarian thing. It's the Red Cross. All right, so you're not doing it for profit, but you're just doing it for, you know, you're doing it for the sake of humanity. All right. So, all right, Gary, what you got for me, man? Yeah, I went to Orlando, man. I've been to Orlando. Me and the family was in Orlando, what, 2 years ago? 2 summers ago? We did Orlando on a little family vacay. Stayed in one of them joints with the pool in the backyard. In Orlando, they got like these mosquito nets, big old things over your backyard, so you won't be bombarded by insects. So Orlando was cool, man. In fact, the family's really been talking about ever since that experience, relocating to Orlando. So I've been to Orlando, man. So I've been to Orlando. Oh, I got a note from a realtor. So, saw some children going down the road of theft and trouble, about 8 of them, an instant kick. Would you say instinct kicked in to help curb and along these resume? I think one particular did. I was 3 and was on my way to Austin, haven't been back to but maybe Australia. Expand on what trine and node are. All right, so trine. So a trine is when 2 planets or more are at 2 different positions from each other. Usually they're within the same element. So an example would be, throw up the rock, the triangle. Equilateral triangle, throw up the rock. Equilateral triangle. 120, 120, 120 is 360. Yes? 3 even 120s is 360. That's an equilateral triangle. So at these 3 points of the triangle, you're going to have Pisces at the top, Cancer, and Scorpio. These are the water signs. You can do the same thing with the air signs. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. You can do the same thing with the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And you can do the same thing with the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So usually the rule says all of the signs that are the same element are approximately exactly 120 degrees away from each other. Approximately and exactly are two oxymorons. They're exactly 120 degrees away from each other. However, if we wanted to be technical within the law, for example, I'm a 28 Aquarius. Technically, 2759. Let me be clear. I'm not 28. I'm 2759 Aquarius. So, 27 Gemini is my trine. It's exactly 27 degrees. And that would be a perfect 120 degree angle. Well, in this science, we have what's called an orb. We're not necessarily looking for the exact 120. I got a couple degrees that I can play with that's close to the 120 that still gives me this angle. This is called orbs. Okay? So if I'm a 27 degree Aquarius, that means in 3 more days, I would have been a Pisces. So I sit, if you are a Pisces, 3 more days after my birthday, me and you, we can vibe. Let's say you're the first day of Pisces. Me and you can vibe because we're only 3 days apart. The sun in the sky is like in the same position, basically. Although a different constellation, but it's only 3 days apart. So we within the same energy field. We link, we neighbors. You feel me? So since you a Pisces, or I'm late Aquarius, then the Pisces vibe says, wait a minute, 0 degrees Pisces, I vibe with 0 degrees Cancer. Because remember, I'm a 27 Aquarius, so I vibe with 27 Gemini. But after 27 Gemini, 3 more days, it will be 0 degrees Cancer. But 3 more days from my birthday at Aquarius is 0 degrees Pisces. So Pisces vibes with Cancer because they're both water signs. But since I'm so close to Pisces, I too vibe with 0 degrees Cancer. Because it's only 3 degrees away from that 27 degree Gemini mark. You gotta rewind that shit if it went over your head, man. You gotta rewind it. It's called an orb. We're neighbors. You feel me? So the trine represents an angle of 2 or more planets that are about 120 degrees away from each other. And this definition means ease. Because Gemini and Aquarius, because remember, they all share the same element. When we share the same element, that's our mindset. Air thinks, communicates. So Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, we all gonna get down with communication. I don't know about Libra, they're kind of suspect. They like a water air sign to me. They ain't really 100% air. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. The earth signs, Cap, Virgo, Taurus, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be about the work. It's going to be about the money. We vibe. You know what I'm saying? Virgo is work. Beyonce, Michael Jackson. I don't have to say nothing else. Taurus is about the money. Capricorn, Keisha Kayor, about the success. So, you know, they all the same thing. We all driven off the same thing. You feel me? And so the water signs is about the feelings, or the intuition, the psychic ability, even music even. You know what I mean? And then the fire signs is all about creativity and making that spark, taking action. So we all get along because we all on the same cosmic groove plane. So what happens is you take the 12 signs and you can reduce them down to 4 elements. So if it's 4 elements, fire, air, earth, water, and you got 12 zodiac signs, 3, 3, 3, and 3, 3 times 4 is 12. 3 signs are going to fall in each of the elements. So we're reducing it down to the elemental energy, and thus we vibe off each other because we represent the same element. That's what a trine is. A trine means we are within the same elemental energy and we vibe with each other, man. Do we talk a lot? Ideas? Do we create and got passion? Are we spiritual and like the same kind of music? Do we relate to each other emotionally? And do we have the same financial goals? Earth, right? So that's what that represents, man. All right. The node is a hypothetical point in the birth chart that says, hey, this is what your soul is here to do. North node. They don't never really show you the south node too tough, but the south node is always opposite the north. But it's what you're here to learn, what you're here to do. All right. So technically, it's not a body in the sky. It's a hypothetical point that says if the moon was to intersect the path of the earth going around the sun, it will do it right here. And this would be the north node. And it is so real. So real, but although it's not even a physical body, it's a hypothetical point in space. Astrology is the most cosmic or quantum science you ever gonna get into when you truly understand it. You know what I'm saying? This shit is all about perception. All about perception. You know what I mean? So damn, it's been an hour already. Man, so what else y'all got for me, man? What else y'all got? We doing a late night session. We're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. What y'all got for me, man? Come on, man. Now's the time to shoot it to me. What you got? So I was on my three-way to all read that right there. No more questions? We good? Oh man, has to drink pineapple juice now. Because I was told I was unhealthy. But nah, if you got any questions, feel free, shoot them to me. Let me know what you got. Let me see. Okay, all right. I see some. What got you into astrology? Got you. North Node in the 10th house. All right. I see a lot of questions. So that's my bad. All right. Lost your number. Yeah, hit me up, man. If you lost the number, man, you can call the main line, man. 267-403-4078. It's all good. Why is Virgo and Taurus relationship so rigid? That's not what's rigid. John Jones, hear me out. That's not the thing that's rigid. It's something else. Because those two energies are earth signs. Virgo wants to work. Taurus wants the money. We usually work for the money. They're both earth signs. That's not the problem. There's something else that must be examined. And see, that's what needs to be learned. That right there. All right? That's not the problem. That's only because seeing the basic element on the basic level, all we know is people's zodiac signs. And then based off their response, we're thinking they represent that sign because that's all we know. But we don't know that their Mars squares our Mars. We don't know that their Saturn is in the exact same position where my sun is, and this shit feels cold. It feels like, I did that video on Cat Williams today and Kevin Hart. It feels cold. And it ain't got nothing to do with one being, what's Cat? I think Cat may be a Virgo, and the other one may be a Cancer. That energy vibes with each other. Mike Epps, Scorpio, Kevin Hart, Cancer. That's two water signs that vibe with each other. So we can't say, yo, you don't get along with that. No. It's something else. That's why I make that playlist, Celebrity News and Deaths. That playlist educates you on the dynamics of what's happening. So it's not the Taurus and Virgo thing that's the agitation. Trust me. That's not what it is. Sun in the 5th house is the God house. That's the house of creativity. That would make you a low-key Leo in a sense. Have fun, be creative. Also children, so be careful because it's a very fertile marking right there to have a sun in the 5th house and whatnot. So you can easily get pregnant, especially when Mars comes through that same region. It's definitely action time. But sun in the 5th house makes you a creative person. Oftentimes these people may not know what to create because they got so much creativity. The best I can tell you is go ham in your creativity and just do you. And create away because you just got the God blessing to be creative. All right. You're such a beginner. That's all right. You can get the self-activation workbook, man. It's perfect for you to study yourself and your own birth chart. It's on myastrologycoach.com, shop tab. Go to the book, self-activation workbook. For those of you that's really serious, you can take that mentorship with me, and I got you. Please read my question. 1, Miss Loving Life. Okay, what was your question, 1, Miss Loving Life? Let me go back. Let me see if I can find you. Question, is it where you from or where you at when you do your natal chart? Ooh-wee! It's where you're from. You can do chart rectifications to fit where you at all day. But I'm going to tell you something. When you was born, space is intelligent. Everything is taking a shot, like it's taking a snapshot right where you was at when you was born, and this was right here. Now you can then move somewhere and then translate the birthday and time of birth to the equivalent time as if you was on this new location. So if I was born at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast, then technically, let's say that would be 12 o'clock Central Time. So if I moved in the Central Time Zone, then I'm just going to adjust it to 12 o'clock wherever I'm at in Central Time, right? And then that fits the motif as when I'm there. But the truth of the matter is, I'm telling you, I just know it, the God knows where you was at in the heavens, and that stamp knows where it was at when you were at when you were born. It does. This is why I'm able to look at stuff and be like, I don't care where you at. Tomorrow, expect XYZ. Within this time frame, expect XYZ, and it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna lean towards where you were born, for sure. That's moi. All right. Cancer ascendant in Aquarius. Hey, me too. Are you talking about me? Because I'm Cancer ascendant in Aquarius. That's me. Hey, y'all, don't be talking about me. That's an oxymoron. A Cancer ascendant in Aquarius. That shit so don't go together. What about Pisces makes them prone to illusion? All right, so here's the thing. Ooh-wee. Take a drink of that. Pisces is the sign of illusion, dreams, Erykah Badu, spirituality, escapism, want to go off to the mountaintop and be alone, very sensitive to energies, period. You can ride the sub or the bus, you're going to feel some type of way based off the energy that was there. Very magnetic, okay? Very magnetic, all right? So you are the sign that represents the illusion. I always give Pisces, like I always go to Erykah Badu. You can think, here's a woman who had dreadlocks, and then she'd be fooling your ass for 5 years or whatever. It was a wig the whole time. She's that type, right? It's ruled by the planet Neptune, which deals with illusions, dreams, drugs, and alcohol, fantasy even. And so the Piscean energy wants you to go on a fantasy ride. And it's not that the fantasy is not real, because it can be very real. It's just a euphoria. Like, fuck it. Like, be my dream, because Pisces is dream. So be my dream thing in the moment. The only illusion is when you mistakenly think that the person or the situation is the reality forever or outside of its time limit. As long as you don't trick yourself into believing that the one night stand or the short run incident of the fantasy is the forever thing, then you straight. You good. You can have multiple fantasies going, right? Or the fantasy could be like, yo, this is what I want. Yo, I rock with this too. And then boom, is that. So it really comes to what you assign to the person. That question, when it says that makes me prone to illusion, in a sense, is Pisces has this tendency to see the ultimate potential, that's the key, potential inside of a person or situation, and is banking on the potential and not the reality of the situation. You have to be clear on what it is that you see. If it's potential, call it potential. But don't be mad when it's not reality. So just don't fall for the illusion of, oh yeah, I know this person gonna come through. Though they got the potential to. You have this ability to be able to see the greater good and the high side of that person's potential when they themselves are not yet ready to live up to it. That's the setup with Pisces. Alright. Alrighty. So, Aquarius, my North Node is in Leo. So your North Node, you a cheater, man. Don, you cheated. Because, see, what happened is if you Aquarius and your North Node is in Leo, then that means your South Node is in Aquarius. So you chose to be born at a time where your past life energies in Aquarius is there, so you can get the cheat code to live out the past without necessarily having to deal with the future per se. That's a cheat code. I know what you're doing. So you just got to balance the two, though. Real talk. Aquarius wants friends, homie lovers in the sense. Leo wants more of the romantic aspect, the love aspect. Aquarius is detached. Leo wants more commitment. You have to find a delicate balance between the two. Alrighty. My man is a Gemini. I'm an Aquarius. Alright, so on average, though, I'm going to give you the average on that. That's a good combination. That's the most intellectual thing that you can ever have. Gemini and Aquarius is by far the intellect of the zodiac. I just gotta say that. Proof, Outcast, Aquemini, Aquarius, and Gemini. Andre 3000, Gemini, big boy Aquarius. You would think it would be the other way around. You think Andre crazy ass would be an Aquarius. But that's proof to show you that Gemini is crazy as a mug. Gemini is really the crazy one. My partner, friend of mine is named Dave, who do forensic astrology. I actually got a book called Forensic Astrology. Actually, in Phoenix, when the police need help with crimes, they'll call him up and let him do his astrology piece and shit to help figure out crimes. Real talk. Dave Campbell. So I'm like, Dave, man, what you think is the craziest sign of the zodiac, man? And it was like, Gemini, for sure. Gemini's crazy. All right, knowing what I know, he's absolutely correct. That's Prince. Prince was an Aquarius, Gemini with an Aquarius moon. Like, look at Prince, nigga is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? The only person I know that can walk around with man heels on and be respected. You know what I'm saying? And so, Aquarius to Gemini is a dope trine, dope relationship. Especially if it has other energies that support it. Alright, so I'm just slow to associate my chart directly to the examples on Pisces. I think people stand off a bit. I don't know what to make of Pisces. You just got to look at it. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. You just got to look at it in totality of what it is. You know, I think people are standoff a bit, don't know what to make about Pisces. I mean, Pisces is intuitive, it's sensitive, it's always said with Pisces, you have to protect them. They have to be in a room. Pisces is like the high priestess. It needs to be in a room, and it needs to be, you know, one of those canopy beds, and you fluffed up on the canopy beds, and there has to be a buffer between you and the outside world, because your energy is so magnetic that it takes on the energy of other people. Because you got to remember, Pisces is clairvoyant. It sees into those people. So therefore, to see into somebody is for you to take their energy on as you. The only way you can see into them is because they become you. And then you're able to see. So the energy is very sensitive. Real talk, very sensitive. So for my intuitive people, you gotta be like super duper careful, man, on that's why I don't do readings a lot. For readings and shit. Because then my clairaudient ability starts to kick in, then I'll be like, yo, who is Grandma Betty? And you be like, oh shit, I got a great grandma named Betty. And like I'm like, okay, it's too much. It'll be too much. You just gotta be careful. Alright. Sag. Alright, Rita, so it depends, right? So Sag needs a little bit of freedom. Sag is the sign that represents philosophies and religions and supposed to be about higher learning and expanding of the mind. So there's 4 signs that need a little bit of freedom than the rest of the remaining 8. Sag, Gemini, Aries, and Aquarius can go for long distance relationships. We can be straight with them. You know what I mean? So the Sag energy is all about long travel, foreigners. So Sag energy allows you to be attracted to people that you would quote unquote call foreign. It will allow you to travel outside of your native country for you to learn and do some things and whatnot. So Sag energy is just, again, very versatile and open, multicultural. That's the key word for Sag, really, for real, multicultural. You know what I mean? And so Sag is dope. You know what I mean? You just gotta be true to the game. But that's a generality. We have to see, like, where's the moon? Where's Venus? Like, where's these other things these other planets, because they start to paint a whole picture for us. But that's what that is. Right, so you're so empathetic and you're so sensitive. Oh, you're so sensitive. You need a hug. I'm a Virgo, just met a Virgo female. What you think? Alright, so Virgo and Virgo can be cool, but it could be, I got a big ego. Because when you're the same sun sign, I'm the boss. No, I'm the boss. No, I'm the boss. No, I'm the boss. So same sun signs to a degree can become agitating. There's so much like you that it gets on your nerve. But it's supposed to represent the same vision, the same things, man. So we got to look at some things in totality. Because although the same sun sign, the moon moves so fast, I know y'all ain't got the same moon sign. It's a good chance you don't. But if you do, that'd be interesting. But nevertheless, my point is, it could work, but ego tendencies can come into play right here. Sierra and Future, both for Scorpios. Need I say more? Okay? Female Taurus, Gemini, male. That's not bad, y'all neighbors. That's a generality, though. You know your neighbors, Taurus and Gemini, are right next to each other. So that could work. That ain't bad. I mean, it just really depends. It depends. It depends. I gotta see some more data with that one. You know what I mean? What up, Raj Pri? You know? My mother is a Gemini. My father is an Aquarius. I'm a 0 degrees Pisces. We are all a bit crazy. Yeah, I mean, Gemini's crazy by itself. Aquarius is definitely the weirdo. Pisces is symbolized by 2 fish, one going upstream and the other one going downstream. So y'all 2 people in themselves. I always say Pisces is the water sign Gemini. You know what I mean? Gemini is the twins and Pisces is the fish, and going in the opposite direction. So there's a duality within yourself as well. So, you know. Alright, so what else y'all got, man? What else y'all got, man? Take your shot, man. Take your shot. Tonight's the night. Yeah, I mean, I don't mess around with the Kabbalistic Encyclopedia too tough, but you know, when it come across, I got it on deck right here. I can go pull my pistol out. That ain't nothing. You know what I mean? I do when it's relative. You know what I mean? But I don't as much no more because when you're looking at the Kabbalistic Encyclopedia, you are defining incoming data, so therefore you're playing defense. I'm in such offensive mode right now that I don't have to look at a Kabbalistic encyclopedia. If I do, it's only because I'm programming a certain number that I want to, you know what I mean, that I'm working on manifesting. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to, you know, I'm not in the position now where I'm getting bombarded by external random stimuli for me to have to go look and see what it means. I'm so self-centered, I'm so selfish that I'm projecting, I'm in masculine mode. Masculine mode is shooting out to the world. It's the sperm cell that's going somewhere, and I'm going towards my egg, which is my goal. So I'm not receiving right now. The egg receives the signal. So your brain, depending on where you at, you could be receiving all these different stimuli that keep saying, I keep seeing this, I keep seeing this number, this number, this number, this number, over and over again. Is because you in feminine form to receive. And that's dope because it's your own consciousness that got to a certain point in your own elevation that you keep on seeing these particular signs. But don't be selfish with it and keep on taking. You got to give it back. The universe and how this place works off of duality, it wants you to give back. It's a give and take relationship. Let me give and then let me receive as well. So in the process of receiving, if you constantly see these numbers, 111, then make a goal and concentrate and meditate upon the goal for 1 minute and 11 seconds. If you can go a little bit longer, 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And do it at exactly 1:11 in the morning, or 1:11 p.m. or 11:11 a.m. or 11:11 p.m. for 1 minute. You see what I'm saying? Train yourself to produce and project in that goal versus you receiving the stimuli and not necessarily knowing what it means. See it and then ritualize it within your practice and give it back and stop being so selfish, right? So here goes something I want to talk to y'all about being selfish. I want to switch gears a little bit about being selfish, right? You was born 218. Yeah, 218 can be considered definitely the Piscean cusp, Aquarius cusp. 1 second. Let me pour something because we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about when I come back after the break real fast. We are going to talk about being selfish. And it's a perception about being selfish as it pertains to money that you need to watch for that I've never heard before. It's gonna be interesting. I'll be right back. All right, hold on. Hold up, y'all. I'm coming. Let me run upstairs real fast. I'll be right back. y'all. My bad, man. All right, so selfishness, right? I want to talk about this real fast, right? Hold on, missed my question. Just want to know about Scorpio and Virgo. Compatible, 2 signs away. Scorpio and Virgo makes really that's the master healing energy. Like those 2 energies combined, if you were born with a lot of Scorpion energy, a lot of Virgo energy, born with means they'll, like, say for example, I'm a Scorpio, I was born with Mercury in Scorpio, but I got the moon in Virgo, I got Mars in Virgo. You have planets within these 2 signs predominantly. It makes for a masterful healer, man. Because Virgo is health and Scorpio is surgery. So when you put them together, it's like shit. Like I done seen some of the best healing energies when people embody those 2 together. It's phenomenal. So to be individuals that represent those signs, if you 2 have any health consciousness about you, this would be great to explore that and bring that out to the world as a couple. Real talk. Because these 2 energies combined is absolutely positively by far the most impressive and my favorite healers of the entire zodiac. Those 2. Alright? So let's talk about selfishness real fast, or being selfish, right? When it comes to this paper, man, I rocks with Grant Cardone. And he said something to me that was interesting. And yeah, you're welcome. He was like, man, if you make enough money just for yourself, you're selfish. If you make enough money just for your household, you're selfish because you're not thinking about nobody else. You're not thinking about your money being long enough to be able to give to your church or to give to whatever foundation you want to give to. You only thinking about yourself and how much you make. And I was like, damn, man, I never thought about it that way. You know what I'm saying? You only make enough just to cover you and what you covering. And, that's selfish. And usually, saying in comparison to, sometimes we think, I ain't making enough money to do X, Y, Z. But the reason you ain't making enough money to do X, Y, Z, to even give, is because you're selfish. You're selfish as a mug. You only think about yourself, so therefore you only make enough to accommodate yourself. You don't have to. Your paper don't have to go beyond yourself. So you're selfish for that. You know what I'm saying? And like I just try my best, man. Just my nature. You know what I mean? Is to I think it's to share. You know what I'm saying? Is to try to give people opportunity that I didn't have. You know what I mean? And not being afraid to ask for that opportunity too. You know what I'm saying? And so, I just gotta tell you, they say a closed mouth don't get fed. And so there's certain situations, man, where, I'm asking, like in a dope game, you know what I'm saying? You either got the paper to get on and work yourself up, or you may need somebody to front you that work. You know what I'm saying? For you to get to where you want to go. And either they gonna choose you or you gonna ask for it. Real talk. So, saying that to say that sometimes you gotta ask for the opportunity. And there's a lot of, like the biggest thing, the biggest quote today is this whole Jay-Z thing. And what is that? Boss, him and Beyonce on this latest album, where they talk about, and I'm paraphrasing, where, over here we measure success about how much, basically everybody around you got paper. You know what I mean? Like, if you the only one that got money and everybody around you ain't got no money, yo, you full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody around you should be getting paper. You know what I mean? Now, I just know from my own experiences that I'm sure that, you know, the people I engage with, what I would consider inside an inner circle, I put more paper in their pocket than they put in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's me though. That's just me. Typical what I would call Aquarian in a sense. So I try my best not to be selfish because I understand, you know, like for real, if y'all follow me on Facebook, y'all know like I'm not on Facebook. That'd be Jew. He be on Facebook. I don't be on Facebook. I don't really rock with Facebook. He be on Facebook under my name only because I set up the account first. You know what I'm saying? And so that dynamic in of itself shows you like, yo, a lot of people be thinking like, yo, I thought Minister Jew was your alter ego. I didn't even know, like, I thought that was you signing off as an artist. It was you the whole time. I'm like, nah, that's my partner. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sharing that story with you to say, don't be selfish, man. This is not the age of being selfish. This is the age where we are supposed to empower one another. All right, here we go. So yeah, you know, I know when I'm, you know, my brother good, I'm good, he good, we all good. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta truly live that thing, man. So I just want to share that piece real fast. Don't be selfish, man. So, all right, man, what else y'all got, man? I'm going to drink this last glass, and I'm going to get out of here, man, because we've been on for 1 hour and 39 minutes. What you got for me? You got a question? Yeah, I'm a bad receiver, man. For real, I am a bad receiver. I was told I'm a bad receiver. I feel like I'm a bad receiver. You know, you call me out. I think I'm a bad receiver. I was told I'm a bad receiver. Like, people be like, yo, thank you. And I'm like, thank you for what? Like, we supposed to do that, right? And then I go into this whole diatribe of why I think, excuse me, why I think I shouldn't be thanked. Like, thank me when we get the goal accomplished. Not for the opportunity that I'm providing you in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, I had, you know, one of my kinfolks drop 35,000 of them. And like, man, thank you. And I'm like, I'm supposed to do that. Like, thank me when we get to the end result of working it. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're supposed to do that. I'm supposed to give you a call and let you know that, you know, my people gonna see this and she know I'm messing with her, but it's the truth. You know, like, yo, you fucking up. You had a window of time to make some moves and you didn't make the moves. And now the pressure is on, called, you know, you wasn't working and you didn't take advantage of this time. Now you can potentially deplete the money that you got in the stash, and you shouldn't do that. So you need to go to work, go back to work, so you don't fuck up the money that you got in the stash, and roll that over and let us work what we work and do what we do, and that's gonna be safe for you. But get back to work, because that's important. You ain't figured it out yet. You will, but it just ain't happened yet. Don't thank me for that. I'm supposed to do that. You know what I mean? To me, I want to be thanked at the end where you say, shit, man, I think I got my goal. That's when I'm like, that's because I know that's your desire. That's what you want. So I want to I understand the sentiment in the process, but my point is, like, I'm always so focused on the end game that my mind don't stop. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop. We in Florida having a good time. I'm thinking about 6 months down the road, what's next? You know what I'm saying? How we gonna really get to the goal? So I'm a horrible receiver. I don't know how to receive. Right? Alright, so, but being Pisces, sometimes I'm over grateful and people think I'm weird, awkward, hate, how am I nice and so doing the same about. Nah, be nice. Nice is beautiful. Be nice, Diana. I'm calling you Diana. What is it? Diana? Diana. Diana. Alright, so what y'all got for me, man? What y'all got for me? I'm about to chime out of here, man. What y'all got for me? What y'all got? I'm trying to stay woke. It's a very, very busy day in this household. Gotta stay woke until the sun come up, basically. Any tips on self-programming success? Yep. I got something coming out in October. We're gonna start this this lottery challenge, October the 3rd. And after that, I'm gonna get you on a personal 21-day joint for yourself. That's gonna deal with your financial window. Everybody gets a financial window at least one time a year, and you need to know when that time of year is and when to do the practice and when you're the most luckiest, for real. So I got a partner, you know, good, well, she should be playing lottery right now. She in Vegas. See the testimonial. See Dion, like, yeah, I got a reading for Noah. He told me to play the lottery. I played the lottery. I came up 3,500. So when I'm showing the video, you know, my people gonna be like, man, nigga, tell me what's up. Tell me when I'm gonna win. Tell me when I'm gonna win. Right? But then when I tell you, you ain't putting in the work. Right? And so I'm saying that to say that I got something coming on a personal tip. Because if, for example, last month the sun and moon came together, the new moon in Virgo, that was Rosh Hashanah, that was the Jewish New Year. What if your second house, which is the money house, was that time of year? Because only one zodiac sign can fall on your second house. The new moon, sun and moon are together in the sky. In the Chinese, the Hebrew, and Islamic cultures set their New Year's based upon when the sun and moon come together. For the Hebrew or Jewish, it's Virgo. Islamic, it's Libra. Chinese, it's Aquarius. What if these two things, which we teach is the conscious and subconscious mind, the sun conscious and the moon subconscious, what if these two coming together inside of your second house, which is the money house, symbolizes your new year? There's also another marker that I'm not going to disclose that is very favorable for lottery and winning and prosperity. That happens once a year on average too. You need to know that. What if these two cycles are in harmony with one another and they happen around the same time? Wouldn't you want to be hitting these scratch-off tickets or casting ideas and plans and really putting your best foot forward and putting, you know, your flash sales together and things of that nature? Because this is a time that's more financially rewarding for you at this time. And so I'm going to come out and give y'all a special that's going to deal with on your one-on-one energies And for 21 days, whether it be now or whether it be in the future, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be in the future. Because if I did it tonight, either it's about to come within 2018 or you didn't already missed it and I got to give it to you in 2019. But it's time for you to know when your window is and when to, really get busy within that particular window. You need to know this shit. Yeah? And so, programming for success is going to start right there. Just make sure you're on our email list, myastrologycoach.com. As soon as you sign up, go to the website, a slider pops up. Just join the email list, and you're going to see this personal 21-day thing that's coming next week. There's going to be a video on it and everything. It's going to be like, all right, come on. So it's going to be a special for a limited time at that particular price for you to get in and really get sized up and get your mind right to start programming for success. All right. Alright, so where we at here? Got you the point about the experience mentioned up in the comments. Happened today. In short, thank you for due diligence, your work. Hey, I appreciate it, man. If that was me, man, no problem. No problemo. Alright. So I just wanted to build with y'all real fast, man. Y'all have a good Friday night, man. I thank y'all for coming through on these freestyles. You know what I'm saying? That means subscribe to the channel. You get notifications. If you're new to the channel, I just say, hey, please take your time. If you're going to scroll through a playlist, definitely go through celebrity, news, and death. Go through that playlist. You're very welcome. Thank you, Tina. That playlist has phenomenal information, because at that point I'm dealing with the law of correspondence. So the latest videos, Kevin Hart, Mike Epps, and Cat Williams and Kevin Hart. Then I'm dealing with, I'm just dealing with these chain of events, actual factual events that quote unquote transpired in our world as a factual event, and then showing you the cosmic correspondence to what's happening. So that playlist is called Celebrity News and Celebrity Deaths, right here on Hip Hop Astrology TV. It's the most informative playlist. The other playlist, kind of kicking it, Union Soldier music, just kicking the breeze, talking that USA in my LA hat, type of thing. Spirituality and politics, we get a little bit opinionated about the politics and whatnot, and your perception around it. But when it comes to the science of the zodiac, the law of correspondence, without a shadow of a doubt, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button. Share with a friend as well. And check out the playlist again, Celebrity News and Celebrity Deaths. So with that, I'm going to see y'all on the next one. If you feel like you need a consult or something, man, feel free, man. Call me up and I'll let you know what the best move is for you. I think the direction you should move into. You say, Carl, how many degrees would you consider to be out of orb? The general rule is 10. The tighter, the better. So it kind of depends on the angle, to be honest with you. If it's a conjunction, I can roll with 10. I done seen things happen early on conjunctions, meaning the same sign. I like the tighter, the better. But for general purposes, just keep it in 10. On certain angles, it starts to get down to 8 and 4. But for simple mathematics, 10 is the basic starting point to answer that question. Okay? So, all right, y'all, man. I'll see y'all later, man. Appreciate y'all, man. And peace. All right?